Now, if you could all just stay back in case I trigger something.
Okay.
Of course.
Making... What am I making? Perception?
That would be perception.
With
Roll to
13?
look for 13.
No,
You
with
don't
searching.
think...
No, with searching as a focus.
Yes, with searching. Yes.
Okay. 15.
You don't see any traps.
It looks okay.
Sweet.
I suggest we all be very stealthy from this point on.
All right.
Oh, great.
Robin, you could keep your ears to the rock, I guess, and listening.
Will do.
Okay, here we go.
You make your way through the Silverite Mines, and I mean, there's like old pickaxes in here. You can see like a railroad-like thing where I guess the carts were being moved up and down. And it is eerily quiet here. There's a few, with the exception of the squeaks of a few rats, like, running around. None of the rats seem to really pay much attention or bother you. I mean, they kind of run away from the light as you guys are moving about. If you continue on, you will eventually end up in a fork in the path. One that leads to the left and one that leads to the right.
I'm going to take a note out of Gandalf's page and sniff the air. Is there one that smells less fresh?
Okay.
I'm going to raise my eyebrow at this.
If Ken is going to do that, roll a perception smell, I guess.
19.
19.
19.
Smell check.
The one on the
Smell check.
left is slightly more fresh. Left is more fresh, I guess.
Alright. Well, left is more fresh. So, I'm guessing we're going down. So we probably want to take the one on the right.
Just like...
You can't smell it.
I'm just fresh
sniff.
in what sense? Like, as in air fresh, like a breeze, or
Like the air is less stale, right, Hark?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Less stale.
Like it's less stale.
Slightly.
So like it's moving. There's flow. Obvious. You can't smell it. Look, just
For simplicity's sake, we're going to say that Halaser is keeping watch outside, just in case.
okay.
So Halaser will just stay outside on the mouth of the entrance just to keep watch.
Okay.
So.
You know what'd be handy? A bear who could smell.
well, sure, but
I-
I mean,
Just
I
make it.
guess our
I mean, we can still
Right.
go. We can split. What do you want to do?
no.
Theo, do you want to double check that? Maybe-
Yeah, what does
check.
Theo do?
the smell.
No, like,
I think the
like
rock.
feel it, the rock.
Oh,
Like what you did earlier.
What's your
Right.
stone gods telling you?
Yeah.
right. Those. Yeah. All right. So Theo's gonna put his hands on the rocks, and he's gonna like he's almost satirically looking kind of mystical, like.
Yes. Roll me a magic roll, Theo.
I didn't think I need to put things into
Can we
magic.
tell he's using his bracelet, or does it just look like he's like just an awesome rock tracker?
Well, I mean, every time you use your brace abilities, it does glow. So
Oh.
it does glow. 15?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, yes, there definitely seems to be... It sounds female. Lower. You have to go down at least a floor.
Oh, was
Lower.
I
You
here?
can't tell if it's a female or if it's a child, I guess. Could be a female, could be a child.
Okay. I still can't make out anything being said. It's just
You
muffled.
can't make out what is being
female.
said. It's still muffled. Yeah.
Towards the left path. Is that right?
No, it's down. You can't tell if it's the left path or the right path. You just know it's down.
I had a
Okay.
question. Oh, sorry.
It's alright. Go on.
I just had a quick question. So with our bracers, if we have a failed attempt, does that count as a use? Because we get 3 uses.
I mean, it did when I used the rock armors, and I couldn't use it for another hour. Or is it just that specific action?
It's okay. If you take every time your bracer gets used, it's 1 point. But if you were trying to, I wouldn't let you. If you failed, for example, a check to listen to the ground, I wouldn't let you use that same check again. You still technically have another use of your bracer, but it wouldn't let you use that check again. And yes, a failed check does use up a point. But remember, as long as you're not under duress, if you have a 15-minute rest, like walking in a cavern is a 15-minute rest because you're not under duress.
Okay.
So if you somehow ran out of all 3 of your uses of your bracer, you just have to wait 15 more minutes and they would reset again.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just to prevent you from keep using it like over and over and over and over and over
Yeah.
again. It's just you can use it 3 times every 15 minutes basically.
Okay. So as Theo's doing this, he's got his eyes closed. He's nodding a little bit as if he can hear something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then he opens his eyes and turns to the group. He says, I can hear sounds coming down from below. I believe that they're either female or could even be a child.
All right.
All right. And Sammy said, right?
The one on the left is fresh. The one on the right is less. So
I couldn't tell from my hearing which direction the sounds were coming from, only that they were down.
Right. Well, I guess this is a mine, right?
Yeah, it's a mine.
Yeah.
A mine. Okay. So it's. I'm assuming down is to the right.
Okay.
can I take some paint and mark off a little bit on the wall?
Yes, you can.
Just so we don't get lost.
When you do that, Hugh will actually say, "That's a very good idea, Kenna."
Thank you, Hugh. Right. Up front, looking for traps as we go down the right hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When you get over to the right, there does appear to be a hatch of some sort at the end of the hall to the right.
There's a hatch. Like a trap hatch or like...
Yeah, like a trap hatch. It appears to be locked.
Oh, it's locked.
I believe I have lockpicks. Yeah, I do. So
All
could
right.
I try to pick the lock?
Yep, dexterity,
Yep.
lockpick.
15.
With a stunt.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The sun. All right. You try to unlock it, and there is a click. And before you open it, Violetta says, "Wait. Make sure that it's not trapped."
Oh, yep, making sure. 11. I got an 11.
You can't, if there is a trap, you don't necessarily see the trap. But I would say that you don't necessarily believe that the trap's not there.
Okay.
You
And
just think,
Hearing Violetta's suggestion, can Theo check traps as well, or does that
sure,
require...
I'll let you do a separate one.
Okay. Is that Dex traps? 14.
With a stunt.
Yeah, Kevin can keep an eye on my stuff.
How many stun points is it?
6.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to say that yes, you will find that this trapdoor does have a trap in that if you were to open it, it basically sounds an alarm. But with your stun point, you're able to disrupt the trap so that you can open it freely without letting anybody know that you're entering into the lower depths of this cavern.
good job, Euben.
Thank you.
Very good at breaking into things.
Yes, you should be wary of that.
Let's forget I saw that.
I find it interesting that every compliment that Kenna gives is also kind of a slight.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't like it that much.
Okay.
All right. I'll go in first. Ooh.
Where do you guys can tell me what you want to do now?
I step forward.
Can I
Okay.
see if the voices are any louder, any clearer, or like?
Are you rolling again?
Yeah, can do.
Magic again? Mm-hmm.
I wasn't actually gonna use. I was just gonna do it like a hearing though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. You mean with a
Yeah.
regular perception?
Yeah, regular perception.
Yeah, you guys can roll. Everyone, if they want to, they can roll a perception hearing.
I got a 16.
An 8.
Oh. 11.
15! Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Andrea and Theobin clearly can hear a female voice. You still can't quite make out what the female voice is saying, but you know that it's a female voice. Violetta, like as she's passing her hands over the doll, she says, "I sense several thoughts to the west. At least a dozen of them, I think. A dozen of them to the west is what I sense. Be cautious."
Thank you for the heads up, he says.
Doesn't.
I turn to Razakel and ask if she can see in the dark. Because she's a dark spawn and there.
Roll a communication.
Oh. Oh, it's 16.
16. She says, "See dark? Yes. See dark well."
Great. Do you think
Theo-
she should be in front?
Theo's gonna kind of he's gonna try to like not sound patronizing when he says this, but he's gonna say they're from underground. I could imagine they can see in the dark quite well.
Theo.
Well, it's good to ask. I didn't want to assume.
It is good to ask, and I'm like looking at Theo, and then kind of like looking at Violetta, like, shut up.
Princess Violetta says, "I would suggest if we're going to move any further, we be as stealthy as possible. If we can start hearing them, I'm sure they can hear us as well, if we're not careful."
Agreed. Okay.
Right? Communication to a minimum.
Okay. My
So-
big ol'-
Not the stealthiest person ever, but okay.
I rolled a 13 for stealth.
Yeah, if anyone else wants to move, you're going to have to roll a stealth. Theobin is 11, Cedric is an 8, okay.
13.
Ken is a 13.
Druffalo. Heart of Druffalo.
Oh, I'm super sneaky.
You wanted to bring the bear.
Who can sneak? Almost.
Kenna, I'm just as sneaky as you. That's awesome.
Proud of you. Alright. Could, Razakel...
Kenna.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Kenna, roll a magic roll as well when you're about to stealth.
10.
10? Okay. Kenna, while you're trying to stealth, and you're focusing on trying to be as stealthy as possible, your bracer starts to glow white a little bit, and then you can actually, you start to flicker. Like you personally looks like you flicker. The image of yourself starts to flicker.
That's so cool.
It's awesome.
I'm flickering? Like my
Flickering,
whole body?
but like your whole body flickers in and out, and then it stops.
He's just like blinking furiously, like.
It's almost like you're manipulating the light around you so it doesn't bounce back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it's possible for things to become invisible if you can make it so the light does not, because the way you see things is the light is reflecting back from an object. But if you are able to manipulate light in such a way that it doesn't bounce back, you can effectively make yourself invisible.
Would I know if it's just me, or could I do the whole group?
That's a good question.
Okay.
It's very. I think that falls under the category of. I think that falls under the category of experimentation.
Right. Well, see,
Are you
this...
gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us, like your favorite?
Okay. Does everyone see me flicker? Or was it just me?
Everyone would have to roll a perception, because to them maybe they think it's like a trick with the flickering of your lantern. They might think that it's that.
Yeah, no.
Andrea thinks it's just the flickering of a lantern. I'm gonna roll for the.
Everybody's
Well, I'm gonna roll for
low.
Violetta.
That's like my third 8.
You and me, Cedric. You and
Yeah.
me.
I like to hit things.
Okay. The DC for that would be 14 to notice. Did anyone notice?
No.
Nope. Okay, nobody noticed. Ken is the only one who realizes what just happened.
I look really excited around to the group. You guys.
You believe, out of character, if you rolled higher than a 10, you probably would have made yourself completely invisible. If you rolled higher than a 10.
Okay. I tell everyone. Well, yeah, I would. Okay. Alright. I think I can do something to make us a little more stealthier, if you're willing to give it a shot. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I just flickered from existence right there.
Oh,
You did what, my Bavarian princess? The Princess Violetta said.
I think I could do this thing. It's an old Avarian trick. I just have to turn off the lantern for a second so that it's completely dark.
Do we
Okay.
think this woman is?
Oh wait! I keep the lantern on and I tell everyone to hold hands in a circle
Okay.
so that we're all connected. And then I turn off the light and grab whosever hands are next to mine.
okay.
Okay.
And then I focus really hard and I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Roll. I want you, Kenna, to roll 2 magic rolls, 2 separate magic rolls.
Okay.
You can do it. You can do it.
A 7
Okay.
and a 12.
Okay. Kenna, you try to cast something to make everybody else stealthy, but instead, you yourself turn invisible.
But it's dark, so I can't tell that everyone's still.
Yes.
Okay. So
You.
I turn on the lantern again.
So I'm gonna.
Where'd Kenna go?
Well, you see a floating lantern.
Oh, it was on the ground.
just-
It was on the ground.
Oh, it was on the
And then
ground. Oh, okay. Kenna has disappeared. Where did she go? Hugh asks.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I jump in, I skirt the open. Boo!
Wait, what?
Theoben, some ghost or whatever goes behind you and yells boo. Some invisible creature yells boo behind you.
Behind the stone, what's happened?
Shh! Princess Violetta says.
Nothing touched me!
We're supposed to be being quiet.
Something touched me!
Nothing touched you, you weird dwarf. Now let's go. Be quiet.
You can hear the voice of Kenna, even though she's not there.
I'm gonna look at Razakil and be like, "Oh, where's Kenna?"
Razakale looks around. I don't know. Can't see.
Let's go. A variant trick. That's it. Now let's go.
And if this Avarian trick only makes you invisible, how is it useful to the rest of us?
Because I can scout ahead. So I'll stay like 1, 2, 3. I'll stay like 5 yards ahead of the group.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to know your marching order.
Yeah.
So people wanna
I'll be
line
here.
up behind Kenna so I can see what your marching order is. And if you want me to move the NPCs in a specific location, tell me where you want
I'm
them.
going
Oh.
behind Violetta.
I won't.
Okay? Okay, so Violet is in front of Cedric.
I'm gonna go right behind Razakale, and I'm just gonna have my hand on her shoulder.
All right.
Because I trust her senses more
Where's-
than mine.
Where do you want Theoben and where do you want Hugh?
Well, I mean, Theo doesn't mind being next to Violetta. In fact, if he's there, he's between her and Andrea. So
All
sure.
right. Where do you want to put Hugh?
Can we have Hugh like in the middle so we can like have a protective circle around him?
Okay.
I don't want anything to happen.
You can also do 2 by 2. So if you want to do
Oh, okay.
this, you're welcome to do that. If you want to do that.
Oh,
Okay.
Violet is right next to me.
I mean, if you want, you can do this. All right. So show me on the map what you're doing,
All right. I turn to the
and I will keep revealing.
I'm gonna go scout ahead. I will toss a little pebble back to you when it's okay to go.
Right.
Aren't people going to be able to hear pebbles cracking against the floor?
A small one. Oh, but she can't see
It
me.
could be the
Or she can't
natural
see me.
shifting of the cave. Things fall from the ceiling all the time, I'm sure.
Unless
Yes,
you-
but if it happens in quick succession, someone might investigate.
I do. Could I
Well-
try to imitate a nug?
Oh my god,
If
yes,
you
do
want
it.
to,
Do
roll a
it.
communication.
What?
13.
Okay, all right. You start to squeak like a nug as you walk.
Okay, that's a signal, alright?
I'm just picturing Felicia
That's
Day
okay,
going
you
to
can
call.
Yes.
And you thought the pebble was a bad idea, and here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can we go back to the pebble?
What?
This is ridiculous, Kenna.
Squeak, squeak.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm moving. We're screwed. Alright, I'm checking for traps. I'm sensing
All right.
things around
If you're checking for traps, roll a perception.
Okay. Here we go. 16.
16. Oh, Kenna. All right. So there is a trap door right here, as in a pitfall trap. Like the trap door would open if you step on it.
Okay.
And there is also, you also notice pressure plates. There's a pressure plate here. Basically, I'll draw it. I'll draw
Okay.
where the, like this line here is a line of pressure plates.
Oh man, just like Dragon Age 2.
I know.
Alright. And then it was here, the pit.
And then it was this. This is the, yeah.
Okay. Squeak, squeak.
I will move forward with Razakale.
Yeah. Theo just is so embarrassed. He's like head in his hands. I can't believe we're doing this.
Okay. Here's the group.
There is a pit up ahead, and then there's also a line of pressure plates. So, I'm going to put a. Are there any like pebbles or stones that are about the size of my palm that you would see if you were walking?
Yeah. Fairly, it's easy to find those here. That's very easy.
All right, I pick up a handful and I say, I'm going to mark where the pit is. Please walk around it, and I will see if I can disarm the trap. Or are we allowed to jump over traps?
You can jump. You feel that you should be able to jump over the pit. Jumping over the plates could work.
Okay.
The pressure plates is actually a set of. It's like a set of tiles that pretty much runs this entire area. So, but you believe that you could disarm the whole thing.
Okay.
You can probably disarm the whole thing if you want.
Okay. You guys.
Unless you think of a more creative way around it.
Well, can I use my bracer to climb up on the wall?
I don't think your bracer can do that.
Darn it.
I'm wondering if we could like tunnel under it, like if I could maneuver the earth to create like a tunnel to go under it.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make a lot of noise? Princess Violetta says.
I don't know. Because I don't know how the bracer stuff works. He doesn't say that out loud, but I don't actually know if he'd be able to do that stealthily.
Maybe. Let me try to. Well, if you. This is your call, Theo. I can disarm it. I could try, or you could.
Do the disarm. I don't want to. This is all very new to me. I would hate to give away our position.
All right.
You can't take this on.
Stay here. I'll let you know if I succeed.
Alright, run, look.
Okay. We can just go around the pit, or we have to jump over the pit.
You have to jump.
Okay.
Unless you want to disarm it.
Oh, the pit? Okay. Yeah, I will. How do we disarm a pit? Or the trap? Oh, just so the trap doesn't fall.
So it doesn't fall. So
Okay.
you can make a dexterity trap disarm. Dexterity disarm.
There's a traps focus I took.
Yeah, then you can use that.
Okay.
Use the traps.
11.
11? Okay. You start to fiddle around with it, but with an 11, you try to disarm it, but instead the trap flips open. The trap door flips open. And you
Can
see
I catch it before it hits the wall?
No, you can't, but you can. I'll let you catch it so it doesn't make any noise.
Yeah.
So you spring the trap, it doesn't make any noise, and you can see that there's like a pit down to a bed of spikes at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I marked those
Lovely.
with the rocks so that they know you have to jump over this. My bad, guys. And I attempt to jump over the pit.
Okay, roll the jump roll.
How dark is it where we are? Because if we can't see the pit, then we can't see the pebbles. Or am I misunderstanding?
Oh,
It's you. There are sconces. I think that's what the word is called. Sconces on the wall. So it's dimly lit down here.
okay.
Okay.
What's a jump? Is that
Is a strength.
right? Oh, alright. Here we go.
Oh, it is? Oh, cool.
10.
10.
Yeah.
Stop.
Rolling so low.
Kenna, you start to try to jump, but you end up not quite making it, and you start to fall. Roll a acrobatics check.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
What a great start.
Right, Theo's gonna try and catch her.
8. Okay.
Theo's gonna try to catch her.
Roll an acrobatics, Theo.
Can you see me
14.
though? Because I'm invisible.
That's true. She's invisible. I don't think you can catch her.
Got Alright.
So, Kenna, you fall down to the pit. I would say it's probably like a 10-foot drop. 10-foot drop, and when you hit the spikes at the bottom, you take.
No, Kenna.
2 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
Surely though we'd have been able to hear something had gone on, like she would have or
Yelped.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you can run up to it, but I would say that you wouldn't be able to catch her.
Okay,
That would be
got
super
it.
difficult because you don't know what to catch.
Yeah.
So Kenna, you take 14 points of damage. Your armor can absorb whatever damage needs to be absorbed.
Okay. It's disarmed. If you could just step back, Theo. Let me do my job.
Razakale looks down and says, "Kenna, you okay?"
It's all part of the plan. Oh,
You're
Getting her language is getting a lot better. He's just thinking.
Razakale takes out her whip, and then she tosses it down into the pit.
I climb up.
Roll a strength check, please.
Jeez.
Just so I can make sure you don't fall back.
Oh,
Fall back into the pit again.
Who am I supposed to pray to, Kevin? Because these rolls are terrible.
Dice gods, man.
Nice gods.
Please, dice gods. 13.
All right, that'll be enough for you to reach the top slowly.
Okay. I reach the top. Okay, the pit is very deep.
Hugh then pipes up and says, "May I?"
Oh yes, please, Hugh.
Yep, he's gonna move out the way, so. Okay.
Hugh walks over to the pit. He pulls out his giant paintbrush. He pulls out some paints. He puts in some like gray paint onto the paintbrush. Puts away the paint, and then he starts painting a floor, painting over the pit so that there's a nice solid floor. Does that help? Hugh asks.
That's amazing, Hugh.
I'm just trying to be helpful, Kenna.
Thank
I'm sorry that you had to fall into the pit, but
It is not
as you said,
fault. I was disarming the trap.
I know, he says, all part of the plan.
Thanks, Hugh. Alright. So everyone can just walk across. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go try the second one. Unless anyone can come up with anything. They're pressure plates. Either I
We make
disarm
a
it.
bridge over it.
If we had water, but I don't. So.
Well, could you?
I could, Hugh says. That'll take up a lot of paints, but I could.
We may need those paints.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. Then I will attempt to disarm the traps again.
Okay.
I tell everyone to stand back. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 11. Yeah.
All right. With an 11, the trap is about to get set off, and when the trap is about to get set off, you see that Violetta basically has her voodoo doll in her hand, and she takes out a needle, and then she kind of has it readied so that if something goes wrong, she's going to put a pin and needle into the doll. When the trap springs, these giant blades appear, and it whips around, and Princess Violetta, when she pins the needle onto the doll, you feel pulled, as if pulled by your navel, Kenna, back just in time for the blades to narrowly miss the side of your body as they whip around.
Oh,
Pulled by your navel.
that was about weird. What was that? Was that just Avarian intuition there? Do I know it was her?
I'm presuming we can at least hear like blades whirring round.
Yeah, well, you can see it. You can see the blades whirling around. They last for about 5 seconds, and then they retract back in, and then the trap resets again.
Wow.
So it's going to go, and then it comes back down.
Lovely.
Awesome.
It's a
Maybe
bit more technical than I am equipped to handle. Don't exactly use spinning blades and hunting parties.
Do you have a way of disarming this trap, Theoben? Princess Violetta asks.
I could try. I don't know if I'd be more skilled at disarming traps than Kenna.
Well, with the way I'm rolling, I'm sure you will be.
What is this rolling you speak of?
Unless anyone else has any other ideas? Princess Violetta asks.
Could Razak? Well, I don't know how strong
how high
she
up is the ceiling?
I would say it's probably a good 10 feet from the floor. 10-foot ceiling from the floor.
Can Hugh draw on the ceiling? Or paint on the ceiling?
You'd have to get him up there somehow. He's not that tall.
I was thinking he could like make something that we could throw rope around and attach and just swing across.
Oh, I've got a.
With Razakel? You believe Razakel could swing across it, sure. Such a
Razakel,
thing was there.
Yeah, I'm just throwing ideas out there.
I've got a rock climbing kind of gear. I could climb up to the ceiling and insert the spike, and
Yeah,
we'll
you
just
could do
swing
that.
across.
You could try that.
Okay. Climbing is strength.
Strength, since you have you said you have a climbing kit.
Yeah, I've got a climbing kit.
All right.
That sounds
So
kind of dangerous. I think Theo's going to want to try to see if he can manually disarm the trap first.
Oh, go ahead.
Climbing the ceiling.
Violetta will take out her voodoo doll again and a needle, and she'll ready her action. You believe that these blades are a lot more lethal than the pit,
Yeah.
like by a lot.
Yeah.
17.
Ooh, a stunt. Okay, Theobin, you examine it a little bit. You fidget around with what you believe are the controls, and then you look and you say, "Aha! I believe if I connect this here and disconnect that from there," and then you hear a soft click as the pressure plates depress, as if you believe that they now will not activate the trap anymore.
No.
Aha! Guys, I think I've got it!
Are you sure? Because I thought I did too. It's a complicated trap.
Look at the trap. It's completely descended. He pokes it.
You poke the pressure plate and nothing happens.
Oh.
It's okay for someone to succeed other than you, Kenna.
What? What are you talking about?
Just saying. Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's continue. Keep an eye out for more traps, though.
Okay, keeping my eye out.
Hugh will go up to Kenna and he'll actually pull out a berry from his pouch and say, "I thought perhaps you might enjoy a snack," as he holds a berry out to you.
Oh, that's very nice, Hugh, but you keep it to yourself. I've got one for my own. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
He'll nod.
Thank you so much, Hugh. Alright,
Okay.
I'm perceiving, because that's all I can
Let it
do.
go.
She turned invisible too.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was worried. I was like, uh-oh.
By this time, Kenna, the invisibility would have worn off.
Oh, it doesn't
it's
last
been
very long?
It doesn't last very long. Well, because it's the duration is dependent on your roll, on your magic roll.
Oh, okay.
At this point, would a hearing check, is there any difference in,
Yeah, I'm still taking your previous hearing checks in
Okay.
consideration, so
Alright.
you don't have to re-roll again.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the same with traps?
Yeah.
Okay. Squeak, squeak. Oh, but they can see me now.
Maybe we should just be quiet.
Alright. Well, where to now?
Well, it's straight ahead.
Oh, it's just a wall. Oh, okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we continue, Theo?
Yes, I think we should.
Let's go.
He's a little confused that you consulted him, but he'll take it.
Well, I thought he was doing his
light?
hearing check.
I got your hearing checks.
Oh, okay.
But the light,
Yeah.
is that something that we can tell?
Yep, you can see the light.
Okay.
You can see a brighter light up there, and you can see a carpet, so you know that you're getting out of the
Cave.
cavernous side of this, whatever this place is.
It's light.
Is there anything the stone could tell me about what's going on up ahead?
Are you going to stop and listen to the stone?
Yeah.
Are you cast magic again?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
For those of you, no, you won't be able to.
Like, can we tell where the light is coming from, or did we just see a light?
You see a light. You believe that there's probably another lantern or something
Okay.
on the wall.
I sneak up against the wall, like really, really, really quietly.
Okay. Okay.
And do I see anything?
Yeah, this is what you see.
Oh.
There seems to be a hallway to the left and a hallway to the right. Kenna, your hearing, I believe, is loud enough, is good enough so that you can actually hear muffled voices of a woman coming from the left or the west.
There's somebody to the west. A woman, maybe? Do we go left or do we go right?
One woman, not many voices.
Theobin, with your perception when you get up to there, you can clearly hear Zerlinda's voice. You can't quite make out everything she's saying, but it's clearly her voice.
That's her. Zelinda.
Well,
I think because don't get me wrong, this could be completely suicidal. But because I know her, I think I should go first.
without us?
And only initially. If they attack, you can all run in, I promise.
I'm okay with that.
Well, it is your choice. I'm not going to stop you, but don't hesitate to call us.
Squeak, squeak.
No, I think at that point it's just more of like, hey, help.
Alright, that's fine too.
Okay.
Are you
Thank-
sure?
No, but I'm thinking like her, and she will certainly be less intimidated seeing me than all of us. And I am a dwarf.
Do you have the flyer? Maybe you could say like you saw it and you wanted to join.
She knows him though.
Yes, I couldn't pass off as someone interested in the flyer, but I just want to talk to her.
All right.
Okay.
Remember what I said earlier? Give me the signal.
You'll hear the signal. Oh, as a player, I really don't want to do this.
And then say to Razakale, be ready.
I ready, she says.
Is there anything here?
What you see in the map is what you get.
Oh, okay.
Theo's gonna take a deep breath.
So Theo, you now start to, at that point you do start to hear clearly what is being said. The voices are coming from this entrance over here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Zerlinda says. All right, everyone have their partners? Now class, remember, safety first. I don't want anyone to get hurt. We don't want to have a repeat of the little incident that we had last time. Isn't that right, Ezekiel? All right, everybody partner up. Now, we're going to have to focus on our control this time. In order to be able to actually cast your magic, you just have to be very careful. You need to feel it welling up from your body within. All right? It's at this point, if you want to, you can get to this portion and actually take a peek at what's happening in that room. If you want to take a peek.
Sure.
Okay? This is what you see. There's a large room, and it is filled with about 10 kids, 10 young dwarves, boys and girls between the ages of 7 and 12 years old. The dwarves are dressed in mage-looking robes, and right in front of them is this woman, Zerlinda. She's sort of like pacing back and forth. She also is dressed in more of a roby garb. And she says, all right, just so that make sure everybody is safe, we'll start one at a time. Zachariah, why don't we start with you first? This blonde dwarf comes up. He looks really nervous. Okay. And Zerlinda says, it's all right, Zachariah. There's no need to be afraid. Just do it like I know you've been practicing. Let's start with this rock over here. She puts a rock in front of Zachariah. And Zachariah, he's starting to perspire a little bit. But then he starts focusing, like staring really intently at the rock. And then he whips his hands out in front of him. And you can't believe your eyes, Theobin. But the rock, this orange energy comes out from little Zachariah's hands, and the stone whips across the room and smacks against the wall. Very good, Zachariah. Very good, Zerlinda says as she walks over and she like rubs Zachariah on the with his hair, and he nods. He nods triumphantly, and as all the little kids start clapping, good job, Zachariah. Good job. Zerlinda says, all right, now class, I want you to get with your partner this time, and I want you to start taking turns just levitating the stone up in the air. Make sure that you are aiming away from yourselves towards the wall so that nobody gets hurt. I will be looking around just to supervise. So all the kids like start getting into like their partners. And they start practicing. One by one, each of the Dwarven children seem to have various skill levels of difficulty getting the stones to levitate, but it does seem like some of them are getting frustrated, and others, like this one girl over here in blonde, she's like lifting up these rocks like a champ, like several rocks all at once. And one of the girls looks around and says, ooh. She says, cool. How does Theobin react to this?
Well, he's smiling a little bit at the children's interactions and looking in wonderment because this wasn't what he was expecting.
I don't think this is what the players were expecting either.
No, definitely not. And he is going to announce his presence. He is gonna knock on the wall next to him, and he's going to come out into the middle of the archway.
As soon as you knock on the wall, Zerlinda turns around, and when she sees you, her jaw drops. And then she turns to the kids and says, class? She says, I'll be right back. Zachariah, you're in charge, she says to Zachariah. Zachariah looks like he's one of the older dwarves. He's like one of the 12-year-olds in this room. Zerlinda will march right up to Theobin, and then as soon as she gets in front of Theobin, she smacks him across the face. That was for the last time I saw you, she says.
I deserve that. And he takes the slap. Yeah, I deserve that.
What are you doing here? How did you get in here past the... Did you just break into... Theo, she says.
What? You were sending flyers advertising that dwarves could learn magic here. Surely you intended people to come in.
Yes, but there's a onboarding process.
Well, apologies. I've never been one for processes. I'm here because somebody attempted to kill Cogs.
Cogs?
Okay. There is what's the term? Dwelf. Janar knows him. Assassins were after
Yes,
him.
I know who Cogs is. You're talking about the airship.
Yes.
The guy. You're talking about the one with the airship.
Yes. And
Why do you think that any of us here has any involvement with wanting to kill him?
Because there was the assassin, or attempted assassin, tried to escape. Me and some companions fought him and found this flyer. And upon interrogating the assassin, your name came up.
She studies you carefully. Did you come by yourself? She asked.
I wanted to come to see you alone, but I do have others standing by.
There are other people who know about this place.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried about the protection of our kids, she says, our students.
None of the people here would hurt the kids. Do you honestly think I would associate with people that would?
She says, I have no idea, Theobin. I don't know you anymore. I thought I know you back then. You know how much time has gone since then. You could be a completely different person from what I knew from before.
Yes, I am. I'm better.
Look, she says, I'm very overprotective of the students at the school. Do you know what would happen if the circle found out, if the chantry found out that these dwarves have these gifts?
How on earth do you think that I would go around snitching to the chantry or the circles?
I don't mean necessarily you, but maybe some of the friends. I have no idea who you brought here. For all you know, one of them could be a Templar or something.
So, Linda, I'm going to be honest with you. And the group's not going to like me for this, but...
Well, that's a first, she says, snippingly.
I have always been honest with you, even when you didn't like it.
Fair enough.
Look, I can tell that you're very protective of these children, and I don't think you mean anybody any harm. I'm going to trust you and tell you I do have a Templar with me. Now, they are holding back, and I promise you, if you don't want them in here with the children, they won't be in here with the children. I owe you that much.
Do you really think it's wise to let a Templar know that there are a bunch of apostate Dwarven mages down here?
I don't think that it's wise to judge people before you know them. I've learned that lesson.
Fine, she says. But mark my words, she says, if the moment that I feel that any of our students here are threatened, I'm going to contact everyone to protect them. And if that means that I have to go through you, so be it.
None of them will pass this threshold unless you're comfortable with it. I promise. For whatever my promise means to you.
Fine. Give me a moment then. She turns around and he sees a squeal as one of the two of the children are now like floating up in midair, and it looks like this blonde girl. She's kind of levitating them both off of the air as this big swirling orangey energy is happening. One of the girl looks like she's excited. Wee! The other one is like crying, like, oh, stop! Stop!
Theo's got a big grin on his face. He's she's good.
She turns around and says, all right, class, that's enough. Put everyone down, put everything down before somebody gets hurt. Aww. The children say, I know. Look, class, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to dismiss dismiss today's lessons early today. Why don't you all go take a break for lunch? Oh boy, lunch! the dwarves say, and they start to file out. And they begin to make their way over to the mess area.
I'm looking antsy.
Yeah,
Like I'm ready to go.
yeah. I have my weapon drawn.
So he's gonna come back to the group. All right. Well, I wasn't attacked. Nobody was.
Well, you kind of were.
A slap, but other than that. Here's the thing. This is a very delicate situation, and one I have to handle very, very carefully. I don't expect you all to understand it, but we have a history, and I owe this to her. So, Cedric, can I speak to you for a second?
Sure.
Okay, you gonna step out.
I'll look back at Andrea and just kind of glance over towards Violetta.
I'll wink at him and just kind of lean on the wall.
Violet is going to hang back.
There she is.
She'll put away her voodoo doll as well.
Weird.
Okay, Cedric, I want you to remember that I recently called you a friend. And
What, do you need some demons taken care of? I mean, I'm not fully trained for that, but I'll give it my all.
what do you define as a demon? I am not too familiar with your order, but I understand that the word is... Well, some Templars frankly think all mages are demons.
Ah, no. Mages are... Those Templars are flawed in their perceptions. The order is meant to protect mages from others and themselves.
Would you ever let mages alone?
If they have proven themselves to be like over a period of time, if they have earned the trust, sure, but there have to be certain limitations. We can't just let them go off on their own without us knowing where they are.
But would that be enough for you to know where they are? And
yes, once they have earned my trust, yes.
I see. Okay, Cedric, I need you to be very straight with me now. If there were a mage in the room I'm about to take you into, what would you do?
From which circles are they from? Why are they outside of the circle?
I need you to answer me.
You mean they're not from a circle? They're apostates.
They're children.
What have we walked into? There's children in there. Mage children. Doing what? Why are they out?
It is as the flyer said. They are learning to control and utilize their magic responsibly under a teacher.
You mean they're dwarfs?
Yes, I don't understand it either.
There are dwarven children in that room right over there casting magic.
Yep.
Theo, I said I consider you a friend, but I'm frankly finding that very hard to believe.
Why would I make that up? I decided after we came through a trap-infested mine to make a joke about mage dwarven children.
I don't know, maybe Ken is rubbing off on you or something.
That'd be ridiculous.
So you're serious? There's
I am.
dwarven mage children casting
Yes.
magic.
I took a stealthy approach initially and witnessed them having a class right before my very eyes.
Who's teaching?
Harmless. Levitations and things like that. That would be Zelinda.
Is she a mage?
I didn't see her wield any magic. I was going to ask her, but she's frankly very nervous about the fact that I have people with me. I'm very nervous because I want to trust you, Cedric. I want to be able to be honest with you. But she means no harm to us or them, and nor do those children.
I have no idea what to say. In all of my experience, none of this is telling me how to handle dwarven magic children.
And throughout my lifetime, I've never met a dwarven mage. I'm with you there. But I saw this.
I need to speak with their teacher. I don't. It's going to be hard for me to not report this. I'm going to be straight up with you because you were straight up with me. I understand that what this is very unique, but when it comes to magic, it's very, very delicate. It's a very, very delicate situation. And if they're being taught the wrong thing, they can grow up to become the maker knows what and do evils that we don't even know of, because apparently dwarves can cast magic now.
I understand. But you have to understand that these people are scared. And these people don't want Chantry coming in here and taking these children from what they know. And that is going to make them worse mages than if they learn responsibly. Desperation makes unpleasant people.
How do I know that they're actually being taught responsible magic?
Mm-hmm. All I saw in there was levitation. Ultimately, they're children. They're not going to... What do you want me to say?